What's up guys, my name is Hutch, and today I made a Call of Duty video, and I'm putting it on the internet for you guys to watch. And today I have a couple things I'm going to discuss in this video, first one being my reaction to the Black Ops 2 multiplayer trailer, and the second one is going to be expanding once again on the topic that I've discussed in the last couple days, that being depression, and more specifically I'd like to offer my input on things that worked for me and getting through it, and possibly more important things that didn't work for me. So I'll start off by saying that what you guys are watching is some OG COD 4 gameplay that I recorded a couple nights ago with Trump, and this game will always be near and dear to my heart. Kind of a bummer too, because there's only a few thousand people playing it at any given time these days, and a good chunk of those people are modders up to all sorts of shenanigans that ruin the online experience. And well, to be fair, some of the mods that I've encountered have actually been fun. I ran into one lobby where you never had to reload, you just had this never-ending clip, and that was the only mod. It was a free-for-all lobby. And I'll admit that I had fun, even if I did feel a little bit dirty about the whole thing, but most of the time you'll run into guys who can spawn themselves anywhere on the map or enter God mode where they're impervious to your bullets, and they basically just annoy the crap out of everyone they're playing with the whole time, which is obviously not fun for anybody else. That's the kind of modding that's super lame in my opinion. If someone's going to mod the game, then might as well do it in a way that's going to be fun for everybody else. But if you're just going to do it to troll people that are still trying to enjoy this game, then that's pretty lame. And I'm playing Domination on Countdown today, which is, I think, one of the best maps in COD 4. And I'm using the G36 with Trip Stun, Stop and Power, and Dead Silence. And playing this game the other night just reminded me once again how much better the maps are in this game than in any other COD. And I think that Treyarch has really good map design. I loved the maps in World at War, even though I wasn't the biggest fan of and I'm not the biggest fan of big maps in general. And World at War had 4 big maps that launched with the game. Those were the tank maps, and then in the DLC it seemed like they had a lot of big maps that they added there too. And I suppose those maps are fine if you're going to be playing 9v9 ground war, but in 6v6 I just, I can't remember the name. I think one of them was named Downfall, but I can't remember. I mean, or CeeLo, like CeeLo 6v6 TDM is it is on par with getting flicked in the forehead for an hour and a half straight. It's just, it's not fun for me. And yeah, I forgot what I was talking about there. But yeah, no, Black Ops 1 definitely had some awesome maps. You had Firing Range, you had Havana, you had Nuketown, of course, which maybe some people got burnt out on, but initially it was just a really fun, symmetrical map, and I tend to favor symmetrical maps, but except for one map in COD 4 that I didn't like, which is Wet Work, which is pretty much the, about the closest you can get to like a purely symmetrical map in any Call of Duty thus far, with the exception maybe being Showdown. Showdown was definitely a symmetrical map. But that was the only map in COD 4 that I didn't like. And that game launched with 12 maps? 16 maps? I mean, it launched with a lot of maps, and I love all of them except for Wet Work. But yeah, Wet Work was just a clusterfuck of nades, and it was just an abomination. Yeah, but Ambush, Showdown, Shipment, Strike, Crash, all these were great, and they were classic. And unfortunately, I think that was ultimately Modern Warfare 3's downfall for me. I liked the Specialist Strike package. I just liked the idea of strike packages in general. I never had a problem with EMP or stealth bombers being in the support class. It didn't really bother me all that much. But the maps in that game just really don't do anything for me. There's really not a single map in that game that I whenever it pops up in the rotation, I think to myself like, yes! And that's a bummer because COD 4 had like all the maps. It was just like a kid in a candy store. And I sincerely hope that Infinity Ward sits down and reevaluates their map design when it's their turn up to bat this time next year, because I mean, I don't know, I might be in the minority on this one, But I don't think I am. I think that that's I think that is the most common complaint I've seen about Modern Warfare 3. It hasn't really been like OP guns because they did do like a little bit of tuning with the weapons after the game was launched, and most recently they buffed the MP5 and the M16. So they are doing some tuning on that sort of stuff, and I guess you could argue that the ACR and the MP7 deserve a little bit of a nerf, but I don't think that I don't think that overpowered weapons or weapon balance is that game's biggest problem. I think it's undoubtedly map design, and hopefully they sit down and give that another look and take a look at what worked in the past, and then try to apply the same principles to their map design for whatever their next COD is. But yeah, now that I've killed 6 minutes, let's talk about what I actually came here to talk about, which is the Black Ops 2 multiplayer trailer. I did watch it, obviously. I think everybody watched it at this point. And I'll tell you why I'm excited about this game, and I think I have some pretty specific reasons. I'm excited because Treyarch's at the helm, and the reason that I'm excited is because if you look at the progression of their games from Call of Duty 3 to World at War to Black Ops 1, it's really, really obvious just from a spectator standpoint that Treyarch is a studio that is really, really, really eager to prove themselves in this arena. World at War, you can argue, was basically COD 4 reskinned with World War II traits, and Black Ops 1, however, was anybody who says that Black Ops 1 didn't do enough to go against the grain, I don't think we're paying a whole lot of attention to that game. That game introduced a lot of brand new things to that series, and I think it did so in a way that was extremely fun, and I really like the maps in that game too. So just purely by virtue of the fact that Treyarch is, to me, quite obviously a developer that really, really wants people to like their game, and really, really I think does their best to stay true to their own philosophy on game design, while at the same time taking into account feedback from the community, which I think is kind of a razor's edge for developers. But I think that they do so. I think the direction that they're headed is the right direction, and the setting looks fun to me, and the weapons look fun to me, and the kill. Like, I haven't seen enough from all that, and I can't make a judgment on the maps because you can't really do that based off the trailers. But all those sort of things combined with the fact that they're just a studio that really wants this game to be good, makes me feel good as someone who's gonna eventually buy this game and give it a shot. So I think I'm optimistic about that game, and you know, I was very vocally a fan of Black Ops 1, so I can only imagine that they can take that momentum into Black Ops 2. So I want to close this video out today with something totally unrelated, which is I mentioned it earlier, but expanding on the topic of depression once again, and I want to talk about one thing that did not work for me, one thing that made depression worse when I was in it, and that was Facebook. This is a philosophy that if anyone is who is watching this is experiencing. This is a nice little spray, I think, here too. No, it wasn't. Never mind. Looked better when I was actually doing it, I think. No, that wasn't bad. But the motto, the mantra that I think that anyone who is feeling like they're going through a depression should be: Facebook is thine enemy. It's I can't stress this enough. When you have a brain that's out to get you and out to convince you that you're a piece of shit and you're not doing enough with your life and nobody likes you and you have no friends, when you hop on Facebook and you go through a timeline and you see what everybody else is up to in their lives, it can make you feel completely invalid or not valued by anyone, or it can make you feel useless, and it's just yet another thing that your brain can use as ammunition against you. So if you guys have any experience that can confirm my mantra that I'd like to throw to you guys, feel free to hop in and let me know in the comments, and that's going to do it for today. Thanks for watching, guys.